I'm going to get one thing straight before we start this video. At Electrifying, we really love Tesla. You know, we love the fact that the company has been at the forefront of the electric car revolution, probably done more than any other car company to promote the advantages of going electric by just producing really good cars. But as they say, it is a very fine line between love and hate. So I guess in this video, we're going to get a few things off our collective chests, because here are 10 things we hate about Tesla. I think I might be needing this. Now, if you've followed Tesla over the years, you will know that the subject of poor build quality has never really gone away. Teething problems on new cars are, of course, not just a Tesla problem. But even now, 5 years after the first Model 3s were delivered to customers, we are still hearing stories of wonky panels, patchy paintwork and dodgy welding. Tomi, our gadget guru, has a new Model 3 that suffered a failed boot lid within a week of delivery. And it has a brake pedal that really does look as if it's been welded together by me or a 6-year-old, although the 6-year-old would probably have done a better job. Anyway, I can just about accept a bit of lumpy welding if it's generally out of sight on a non-critical part of the car, but a brake pedal doesn't fill me with confidence.
If you're one of those terribly indecisive people that spends 10 minutes looking at the menu once you've reached the front of the coffee queue, I have 2 pieces of information that will make your life easier. 1, the world hates you, and 2, Tesla is probably your car brand. Despite living in a world that means that we can have 4 different types of milk in our coffee, Tesla only allows you to choose from 5 different shades for your Tesla. Now, technically, black, white and grey are not colours, that only leaves blue and red. And if you decide you want that red shade, Tesla is going to charge you £2,100 for the privilege, which is actually £500 more than Porsche charges for some of its specialist shades. And the lack of choice doesn't stop there, because Tesla only offers 1 optional alloy wheel and 1 interior option. Now obviously Tesla does that so that it's easier to build these cars in bulk, and considering the amount I see on the roads, it's not putting many of you off. But if I had the choice of spending 60 grand on the car, I'd also quite like the choice of colours and wheels.
Now, as you probably know, Tesla is a bit obsessed with the idea of self-driving and is sinking millions and billions of dollars into turning you, the driver, into the passenger. So current European law means that fully self-driving systems can't be used on European roads. But you can use what Tesla calls advanced autopilot, or the, I think, misleadingly titled full self-driving capability, which incidentally will set you back almost £7,000. Now, some of these systems, which are legal to use, are excellent, particularly on long motorway drives, but they certainly can't be described as fully self-driving. It's just a bit of a stretch. And if I'm truly honest, we are actually quite a way of actually being able to make use of all the tech legally on our roads here in the UK, and in fact in roads generally. So I would really quite like Elon to get on with spending all his billions on different, more useful things, like perhaps getting the panels to line up.
If you've never been inside of a Tesla before, the first thing that you've noticed is the lack of buttons to control things. In fact, the only buttons available are things like the scrolls on the steering wheel and the gear shifter here on the stalk, and even the wiper stalk is not really there. There's a button that you have to press like so, and then once you press that, it goes off once, and then you got the option to turn it off here, put it on auto and change the speed or intensity as you wish to do so. Other things include saving the driver's sitting position, and even the speedometer is on here, which can be distracting at times. There's no head-up display, which I think Tesla could have easily done. Even the climate control is all here, so you can't easily just reach out and do stuff. You have to press that first, and then it just puts on the last settings, and then you might have to scroll up and then change all the settings, which can become really, really tedious.
If you're lucky enough to own a Tesla, then you will be aware that insurance for them is eye-wateringly high. A Model Y, like this one, is insurance group 50. Now, to put that into some sort of context, a standard Porsche 911 is group 46, and a Hyundai Ioniq 5 Ultimate with similar sort of performance is group 39. So why is this? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One of them is that Thatcham, which is the governing body for all this sort of stuff, doesn't rate Tesla's security systems. And the other is a couple of the quirks of the design features. Now, Teslas look quite slinky, but come back here and look at this. Now, on most cars, the bumper actually sticks out quite a lot further than the tailgate. Not so on this car, which means that any kind of rear end impact will dent the tailgate and not just the bumper. Add to that the fact that Tesla parts are in relatively short supply, which means that your car takes a long time to get fixed, which means that you have a hire car for ages and ages, your claim will be thousands and thousands of pounds, and insurance companies hate that, so they make you pay more.
Now this one's quite cheeky, and it's something that Tesla has got away with for years. So there's a little info plate which tells you that the maximum payload of this car is 433 kilograms. That means if you put any more than 433 kilograms into the car, you'll be exceeding its legal maximum weight. The average adult man in the UK is 84 kilograms. So if you had 5 blokes in the car, you'd only be able to take 13 kilos of luggage, which is couple of bags of shopping before you were breaking the law. When VW had the same issue with their 77 kilowatt ID3, they took the 5th seat out to prevent owners from accidentally overloading the car. So if you want to carry 4 male friends or go on a family holiday, it's time to find some skinny friends, or perhaps start carrying weigh scales.
As it stands, us mere mortals with non-Teslas have to park slightly wonky in the charging bay because our charging port is on the wrong side of the car. Now that obviously will annoy actual Tesla owners who want to charge up and can't park next to us because there's no space. Come on guys, it's 2022, if we work together, we can sort this.
The Tesla's interior I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with, because some days I like the minimalist vibe, it's very zen in here, and at electrifying.com we actually do love simplicity sometimes, but in here is lacking a bit of colour and character. In fact, the only thing that's got a bit of character is this 1970s style wood veneer that goes across the dashboard. Apart from that, it's not really a lot going on in here. Maybe next version, Elon, can we get something a bit more tasty? Also, if you buy this with the white interior and you love your denim, if you sit on this for too long, it's going to stain it and it's hard to remove.
Familiarity breeds contempt, and it might sound like an irrational thing to say, but one of the problems with Teslas is that they are everywhere. There are 4 white ones in my village, and it's not a big village. I say it's irrational because half the world's population has the same phone handset as me, and that doesn't bother me over much. The thing is, a Tesla, in terms of range and efficiency, is one of the best electric cars that you can buy absolutely anywhere. The problem with that is cars are a little bit different. We buy cars for more reasons than just how they stack up on a spreadsheet. Buying a Tesla used to mark you out from the crowd. Now, you are the crowd. And for some people, that's enough to warrant buying something else. Nice Tesla, Tommy.
I know.
If there is a car brand anywhere that seems to attract fanatics like a magnet, it is Tesla. Doesn't seem to matter what car we write about on electrifying.com, from a Citroen Ami to a Pininfarina Battista, there is always, and I mean always, someone who makes a comment about how Tesla did it better and did it first. Or maybe how buyers of an MG5 are just perhaps a bit lazy and should work harder to afford the extra £30,000 it costs to buy a Model Y like this. Don't get me started on owners who delight on telling us poor saps who are having charger worries that we really should have bought a Tesla. It's not helpful. Now, we know from our social media interactions that there are varying degrees of passion among some Tesla owners. And look, we're all for people being passionate about stuff. After all, we're really passionate about electric cars. But Tesla does seem to attract more than its fair share of Elon worshippers and trolls. Look, I'm not sure that that level of toxic behaviour that we do see sometimes does any of us any favours. And look, I know at this point that I am queuing angry comments in the section below. Or who knows, maybe not. So there you go, as in any loving relationship, there are some things that over time have come to annoy us about Tesla. Little things that started as quirky eccentricities that now just really get on our nerves. I mean, think of them as the Tesla equivalent of leaving the toilet seat up or stacking the dishwasher the wrong way. They're not reasons for divorce, but they are reasons to make us think that we're not quite as besotted as we once were. If you agree or disagree, or you just want to know the right house number to come and throw eggs at, then please do leave your comments below. Do subscribe to the channel and switch your notifications on so you get all the latest news about Tesla and everything else electrified.